Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about the 2023 election and, of course, the Ayu Factor. And that's what we'll take a look at. All right, about now you've heard the three guests. They gave their opening saying stick to the Constitution, but the timing is not that right for it. Others said for there to be peace in PDP, the national chairman Ayu must resign to create that balance. With me here in the studio, I have a human rights activist, a politician, and entrepreneur, political analyst. Join me to welcome Festus Eki. Welcome to TMI on this edition. I appreciate your coming. All right. As very close to him, he is an entrepreneur, political analyst, a politician. Join me to welcome Ojo Emafido. Welcome to TMI. All right. Festus, I will start off with you. Previously, we talked about weak factor. That was weeks ago. And now we have another contender, another factor to consider in the forthcoming election, the Ayu Factor. Talking about the national chairman of the PDP. Is Ayu a force to reckon with in the PDP come 2023? Let's take it up from there.
As it is now, I want to say Ayu is not a force because the structure of the People Democratic Party at present is not balanced. You cannot have the chairman of the party from the north. Now you're having the presidential flag bearer from the same north. Wike is a dogged fighter, and I believe he's going to fight to finish. Ayu, though, is a great politician. The former Senate president, though was removed by the political practice and move on the Olusegun regime. But at present, as it stands now, if you must gain, you must lose. Let me divert a bit to my party, the Progressive Congress. After the primary, APC was forced to pick a Muslim man as the vice president. They plan to lose later and gain more. It's a political calculation. So as it is for PDP, they should know within themselves, like what the former military head of state said. But the judge said something. He said, we are not afraid to speak because the party belongs to. He said, I'm a life member of the BOT, and I saw it. The PDP should do the needful. Bring down the chairmanship of the. Then those politicians from the north will feel the PDP belongs to everybody. The initial calculation was this: let the chairman of the party goes to the north, the presidential flag bearer for the party to the south. Now that the flag bearer is coming from that same north, the needful should be done.
All right. The needful should be done. Ojo, do you share his views and opinions?
No, of course not. Good morning, viewers. For me, what moral justification does an APC member have to support Wike's argument when their own presidential candidate is from the south and the vice presidential candidate, their presidential candidate is a Muslim and the vice presidential candidate is also a Muslim? That is a question for another day. Now, if we are to go by what Wike is arguing about, like the presidential candidate cannot come from the north and the national chairman also cannot come from the north, it didn't start today. When President Olusegun Obasanjo was the president, when he was leaving, or probably before he left office, the national chairman who conducted the election for Yaradua then was from the north, Ahmadu Ali. Ahmadu Ali was from the north, Yaradua was from the north. Then there was no problem, there was no issue, because as at then, PDP was a leadership party. Not now. I guess this was what the then national chairman, that was, I guess after Ahmadu Ali left, former national chairman Wodo was fighting about before they chased him away. You know, when these governors, they feel, for now, these governors, they feel they hold the party. They feel they have every right to dictate whatever happens in the party. Wike, you've lost. You've lost. You are not the only governor that lost in that primary. Governor Udom also participated in that primary and he lost. He didn't cry. He didn't cry out. And now he's the chairman of the presidential campaign council, I guess. So for Wike to come up with like the national chairman should leave office, even if the national chairman is to leave today, do you know the PDP constitution don't even give, can't give the national chairman to the south. Is he going to go to the north, the national vice chairman, which is what the presidential candidate of the PDP is saying. Even if we have to go by the constitution, the chairmanship is still not coming to the south, because Wike caused this whole problem that is in the PDP. He chased Secondus out. Secondus was from the south. You saw the other, I watched on TV the other day when he was castigating Secondus, that Secondus was dancing when the NEC, PDP, I guess National Working Committee, gave Senator Ayu a vote of confidence. And he was angry that Secondus was dancing. Yes, because you chased this man out of office. If Secondus was still, if Secondus was he supposed to be the national chairman till today, but Wike felt maybe Secondus would work against him for Atiku. Then he now went to bring another person he cannot control. At least to some extent, Wike was able to control Secondus, but not an Ayu, because Ayu, in one of his interviews, he said when they formed PDP, a lot of these people that is asking him to leave office, they were still children then. So I guess that's where the problem is. Fine, you've lost the primary. If you are coming out with an argument like, oh, since it's like this, let the national chairman come to the south. You say it as if this is what you want. Not, you're not asking me to join you in your fight, in your selfish fight, because you chased Secondus out. And now you're not telling me it's not right. How can the national chairman come from the north? The presidential candidate will also come from the north. Knowing fully where Amadou Ali and Yaradua, they all came from the same region. Okay. And even the time of Jonathan was from the south. Ogbulafo was also from the south.
I'll come back to you. Now, he gave an antecedent of really transpired that this is not an issue that Wike ought not to be fighting, because he gave an antecedent of what really happened when we have two regions occupying the two sensitive position and the heavens didn't fall. I mean, it's like, you know, from what he's saying, it's like this is a personal fight, so to speak, not of national interest. Take it up from there.
Before I comment, I want to tell my learned colleague here that we are not talking on party ground, although some references will be made. So whatever happened in my party is for my joy. Now, let me say something here. The political calculation of the People Democratic Party is this. The presidential flag bearer, or who is to become the next president, ought to have come from the north. That has been the calculation. If you check from Obasanjo down to the late Yaradua, and after Yaradua, then Jonathan. Now, what has been happening in Nigeria is this. Obasanjo down to Yaradua. Yaradua did not finish his tenure. Ebele Jonathan was there. Now we are having Buhari. Nigerians don't want another Northerner as their president. That is the problem here. Not are you this, are you that, or wicked this, wicked that. By virtue of the calculation, the next president of this country should come from the south. PDP is more of a Sataner in APC than any person in PDP. So we can fight. If you check the remote cause of this fight, it's not Ayu. Ayu is just being used as a sacrificial lamb. They want to sacrifice Ayu because the wrong deed has been done. If PDP was still a leader's party, nothing will make Atiku to be the flag bearer. Because you should know that Nigerians would not be happy to have another Northerner as their president.
You're speaking for yourself somehow.
I'm speaking as a Nigerian. 8 years to our president, President Muhammadu Buhari. The other 8 years should come to the south. And that's where our flag bearer, Tinubu is going. So the fight now is not about Ayu should go, I shouldn't go. But when you are playing politics, you should be honest. Now that a disaster has been done, you did not give the presidential flag bearer to the South. Why not sacrifice Ayu for the sake of the party? Although as a member of the All Progressive Congress, their fight is my joy. When there is fight in PDP, we that are in the APC, we are happy because it's going to cost them a lot. But speaking as a political analyst, not as a party man, what should be done is this. You've cheated the South. Now the Southerner in the party are telling you we can't continue like this. We are not happy. The only reason we have to stay and be happy is relinquish the party chairman to us. Now, Ayu came up and said Wike is a child. Yes, children make men at times. Ayu left the party 2007. After it was disgrace act by Olusegun then, he didn't stay for a long time, he left. Now, the likes of Wike brought him back to limelight. 2007 thing now, Ayu have never been in the political front line. The man you are calling a child hold the party for 8 years. Who was sponsoring PDP? Who was in charge? When they needed money, Wike told him some few days ago that I gave you money to print posters to become chairman. Did you even print? Now Wike have said everything. That Ayu is fighting for one thing, the 14 billion naira in the party account.
That is his own comments and of course allegations of which Ayu is not in support of it.
When he called him a child, you can't call someone like Wike a child. Wike is no longer a child politically. The man that was able to hold this party, PDP strong for 8 years, financing them, positioning them where they ought to belong, while many were sleeping. The last of Atiku just came to meet him. In all of this, I don't blame anybody. The only person I blame so much is Tambuwa. The man that deceived and betrayed Wike, his best friend.
Well, to him, it's not a betrayal, it's all about permutation.
Yes, but now, Ayu should relinquish that power to the South if they want to have house.
Over to you now. You heard him. He gave reasons why Ayu should relinquish power. He talked about Wike not a child because, according to him, since 2007, he's been there for the party. Ayu has been on and off according to his records. Many people like it's not so, it's not true, but facts are like very, very stubborn. Take it up from there.
Well, for me,
yes,
Wike will allow the APC people, let me put it like that, they'll so pamper him and they'll pamper him to his own political Golgotha. Now, if I'm to go by what my friend here said just now, that PDP, Obasanjo was there, Yar'Adua came, now Buhari is now the president of Nigeria. Now, automatically, the power is supposed to
go to the South.
Come to the South. Now, if we're talking about the South, where are we supposed to be talking about? If the ticket is supposed to be zoned to the South, it's supposed to be micro-zoned to the Southeast. Obasanjo was there for 8 years. Osinbajo is spending his 8 years, is completing his 8 years as a vice president. Is he the only Yoruba? Are they the only people in the southern part of Nigeria? No. Now, if we are supposed to zone it to the Southeast, Wike is not even supposed to be an option because a South-Southerner just left office before Buhari, who happens to be Jonathan, his own godfather. Now you are telling me the power should be zoned to the south. Now you hijacked the party. It was obvious. If to me the people that really fought Wike was not even Atiku. The people that fought him are the governors from the south. It's not Atiku. Atiku didn't force people to vote for delegates from the south to vote for him. It's the south governors. Because one, Wike was a political bully. You are a governor, I'm a governor, you don't respect me.
Well, to him, he'll tell you that he's doing his own thing, it's not a bully.
That's what is affecting him now politically. You can't oppress me, knowing fully well we are both in the same category. Let me put it like that.
If you just joined us, this is This Morning on ITV. We're taking a look at the 2023 general elections and, of course, the Ayu Factor. I have two gentlemen here with me in the studio, Festus and, of course, Ojo. They are showing their views and opinions from their own perspective, yes, party perspective, personal perspective, but they're making a lot of sense. Ojowe, we took went on that break, so continue from where you stopped.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
So as I was saying just now, I said Wike is a political bully.
But to him, he's a gentleman.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Now, if Wike was this popular, like the way he wants everybody to believe that he is a kingmaker and he's in charge of the Southern vote, when Peter Obi saw that there is no way for him to clinch the presidential ticket of the PDP, do you know what he did? He left. And he went to Labour Party. To some extent, he even went to, should I say, discuss or lobby Kwankwaso to join him in Labour. And we all know what happened. But today, Peter Obi is a force to reckon with right now in this election. Do you know, I don't know if they're still doing a Big Brother Nigeria. Because of the Obi movement, because normal is the youths that normally watch that Big Brother. Do you know this year, the loss they recorded is just too much. I don't know if you understand. Now, let me take it back to what Wike wants is this. For me, he said that when PDP went down in 2015, Atiku was not there, this one was not there. He was the only one that was financing PDP. What is the difference between what Atiku did in 2015 and what Wike is doing now in 2022? You are in PDP and you are doing anti-party, meeting with the opposition candidates and all that to discuss how you guys are going to share our national cake. Probably if you are to work with this particular person. If PDP was to be the PDP of, let's say, during the time of Obasanjo and all that, Wike will be suspended by now. I don't know if you understand. So you are crying, and at the same time, okay, fine. You want Ayu to leave. You want to bring in your own person to become the national chairman, knowing fully well what they want to do. What they want to do is this: they want what happened in 2015 when they forced the then president to that the national chairman at that time should leave for Adamu Muazu, who was a snitch for the PDP. Because on that election day, you know, a national chairman of a ruling party left the country. And we also saw what happened in 2015.
But to him, he's not a snitch. He's a politician. And
but we saw what he did in that election. So what they want to do now is, fine, Ayu should leave. Our own person, or how do I put it, should come in. Now, there won't be any political meeting of the PDP whereby the national chairman will not be there. So if I was to be in Atiku's shoe, I would prefer I lose on that election day than for me to remove Ayu.
Okay. This was the same man that brought in Ayu. It was the same man, according to a report, of 4 seconds. What has changed in all of this time?
I guess I've said this before. And going by the last statement from my brother here, PDP losing is hopeful because my party needs to be there. The reason why Ayu was brought was because the flag bearer ought to have come from the south. He was talking about, even if he's south, it should be south, or it should be southeast. I've never said it should be southeast, southwest, or south. But the thing is, the country is in two before the amalgamation, the north and the south. Now, for equity and justice, you ought to balance it. You produce, I produce. You give, I give. Now, the man that was beaten, the man that was cheated, this man is telling you, for me to be happy, give us the national chairmanship position. He's not saying give me. I don't know if you are getting it. He has never said, give me, let me be the national chairman. No, he said, give to the South. He's a man that loves his region so well. People are talking, he said, Wike is a bully. He's a political... At times, I look at some person and I'll smile. In South, if you are to produce the best governor, infrastructural-wise, Wike is 001. If in my state today, we're having a governor that is a bully, and there are infrastructures, there are roads, we don't care. Why? Who is he bullying the citizens? No. He's giving them infrastructure. Fellow governors who he planted, who Wike brought to landline, are those he can bully. Have you ever seen Wike trying to bully Oton? No. Has Wike ever wake up one morning to bully Makinde, who is even a first-term governor? No. If you act well, you will receive the blessing of the elders. Now, Wike is an elder in PDP. I have said it before, Wike is the force. Although I'm not praying for their fight to come to hand so soon, for my party interest. They shouldn't settle with Wike. If they don't settle with him, we'll be happy. But speaking as a political analyst without party affiliation, let the needful be done. You want to tell this man, you upturn or you turn the political structure, the analysis, the arrangement of your party right from Abinotio, starting from 99. It was after the 8 years of Olusegun, the party came and said, no, the next president should be from the north. They told us that Olusegun was made the president to persevere the Yorubas because of what happened to MK Abiola. Coming down from history after that, you have to share it. You take, I take, you take, I take. So, Wike is not wrong. Ayu should honorably give the chairmanship position of the PDP to the SAT so that there will be peace. If there is no peace, they cannot win. You don't play. You are not praying that any political party will lose Cross River.
Not Rivers.
Rivers State, I mean, sorry. You can't lose Rivers and be happy. In the last election, they gave more than 1 million votes. So, if you are telling any party to play with Wike, now let me give you the structure. Wike come to Makinde, you are a first tenor governor. If you must win your second tenor, don't accept anything in the presidential campaign council. And we are waiting to see if Makinde will accept. That term is not with them. Makinde is not with them. So, as it stands now, they are not going to win Benue. Getting 25% in Benue is going to be hard. Getting 25% in Rivers is going to be hard. If Makinde is saying yes or no, Yorubas will not vote against their own, which is terrible. So, if they want to play the politics that the PDP used to play, understand, it's a simple matter. Wike, we are giving you people this. Let the SAT produce the chairman. We are with the presidential flag bearer.
All right.
Then watch what's going to happen. But let me say this, from understanding of politics a bit, even if they are bringing the chairmanship to the SAT, Wike is not going to work for PDP with his heart. You know why? No Saktana that is a political gladiator will want power to go back to the north.
All right. Do you see, are you leaving?
Thank you very much. Like what my brother said just now, he said Otom is not working. He's not going to work for Atiku. Makinde is not going to work for Atiku. I'll tell him, Wike is a baby when it comes to politics. He's a baby.
A baby that is shaking everywhere.
I'm coming, sir. No, I'm coming, sir. All right. Wike was just, Amechi was a victim of circumstance in 2015 election. Because Wike ought not to be the governor of Rivers State, if not for Patient Jonathan in 2015. Because after they lost the presidency, Patient Jonathan felt she needs to deal with Amechi because that's her state. Wike was rigged. Now, if Tambuwa at the the last hour of that primary could be, I can't even call it betray, could support Atiku. What makes you feel Autumn will not leave Wike on the dying minute? Now, these governors we just made mention of, tell me which of these governors are on ground in their states. Autumn is not on ground. Ikpeazu is not on ground. Makinde is a first-time governor. If he doesn't take time, APC will collect that state from him. That's one side. Now, like he said one word just now that he's working for his party, that his party will win the next. He wants the party to win. Please, though, there are some places you won't say those kind of words though, because they will beat you. Because people are angry. People are angry. When I mean angry, people are bittered when it comes to the APC. Our students are at home now for more than 7 months. Now you now go and meet those people and you tell them, come and vote for our party again. So APC is not even an option for now.
Well, that is your
if I'm to talk about
they have Bible options.
If I'm to talk of the candidates that is shaking,
we are not yet
shaking Nigeria now,
campaigning right now. Hold on.
So I'm coming.
We're not to campaign, please.
No, we are not campaigning. Campaign is not even yet time.
Yes.
So what me I'm saying is this: Wike is the same way Fayose acted prior to the when he was leaving office. Fayose in one of his interviews, he said, "I'm looking at them like a bat. They should come to Ekiti. They should do this and do that." And we all saw what happened. Now, we are talking about presidency. Me, I'm still talking about Rivers State. Are we sure PDP will win Rivers State in this next election? Because if we are to look at the permutation, we saw what happened in 2015, how the then President Jonathan worked for Wike, for PDP to win that state. And now, Rotimi Amechi, he has been, how do I put it, he has been sidelined in this APC presidential council. What makes you feel the presidency will not work with Amechi to redeem that state when it's time?
All right, enough of political permutation and combination. Today I allowed some things because taking a look at individuals right now. We're not trying to campaign for anyone. Talk about the Ayu Factor, or the Ayu Factor, depends on the way you choose to call the name of. Several weeks ago, we talked about the Wike Factor, now the Ayu Factor. Some are saying he doesn't have that muscle. Some are saying it's very, very important. But the thing is just this squabble in the PDP is running so deep, and many are afraid that it's going to affect the chance of Atiku coming out as the president. Gentlemen, 1 minute each. What advice do you have for the PDP? I want to start off with you, Joe. 1 minute, because our time is up.
What I know in this whole crisis, for me there's no crisis. Atiku is the presidential candidate of the PDP. For now, he's the leader of the party. He knows what he wants. For me, I prefer Ayu to stay till after election. If they lose, let them lose properly. Then you now bringing bringing a Wike, somebody that Wike will unpick to work against you.
All right. Thank you so much. Festus, 1 minute.
Once beaten, twice shy. Wike has been beaten. PDP want to go far, not even winning the election. They must listen to PDP. For George to come online, to come on here and say, as a life member of the BOT, I am 100% with Wike, and the chairmanship come to decide how you should leave.
Well, you've heard them. One said leave, one said remain till after the election. Let's see how all these will pan out. But a party divided against itself, can it stand? Their opinion is that it's nothing to do with ITV, but it is the best possible to follow the regulations governing the airwaves. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your wonderful analysis. We'll do it again next week, Sunday, God willing. Bye for now.